sword of داموکلیز اصطلاحیه که توی این ویدیو به انگلیسی میخوام در موردش صحبت کنم. اگه شما انگلیسیتون خیلی خوب نیست، صبور باشین و چند بار ویدیو رو تماشا کنین. اگر بازم متوجه نشدین، پایین همین پست براتون به فارسی داستان رو توضیح میدم. اصلا نگران نباشین. sword of داموکلیز. The story beyond this idiom goes back to the time of Dionysius II, who was a very powerful Greek king. His reign lasted for over 50 years. In his palace there was a servant whose name was Damaklus. Damaklus always dreamed for being a king. He thought being a king is the best thing in the world that a man can dream for. He thought it's wonderful to sit on a throne and give commands to soldiers, guards, waiters, servants who do whatever that pleases you. When Dionysius heard of it, asked Damocles, "Is this the kind of life that you think really pleases you? If you really want to be a king, better have a taste of it yourself." Yes, the king offered his throne to Damocles. What would you do if you were Damocles? Do you want to be a king? As you may all have guessed, Damocles grabbed the opportunity and sat on the throne and wore the crown. He decided not to be a servant anymore. He decided to live a royal life. Everyone in the palace were ready to follow their new king's orders. Servants and waiters served their new king with the most exquisite and delicious foods and drinks in the world. Everything was just what he dreamed for. Damocles said, "Being a king is as wonderful as I thought before." In the middle of all of these amazing dreams that came true for Damocles, Dionysius hung the sword above his head with a horsehair. Damocles, who once thought that no one can ever be happier than a king, was not happy anymore. All of the guards and servants, all of the exquisite foods and drinks were nothing in his eyes. The only thing that mattered to him was that sword which was hanged above his head. His life was in jeopardy. He pleaded Dionysius to let him go. He wanted to be a servant again. Yes, this is the story of every man in position of power. Your life is in constant jeopardy. To talk about constant and imminent threats and dangers, we use the sword of Damocles. What would you do if you were Damocles? Which one would you like to be? A king or a servant? Have you ever heard what Ali Amini said about being a prime minister? Ali Amini, who once was a prime minister, said, "Being a prime minister for a single day is worth a year in captivity." Do you like to be a prime minister for a single day at the expense of a whole year in prison? Let's get back to our first question. Which one lives a better life? A king or a servant? Which one sleeps better at nights? A king or a servant? Do you want to be a king